Blade fans, welcome back. OG Blade Reviews here. Anxious to show you something new and different. This is a knife that doesn't exist yet. What? I'm looking at it. Don't tell me it doesn't exist. Well, you can't get one because from Dirk Pinkerton, it is a prototype. And I believe the OEM is going to be Artisan, although I can't say that with confidence because these probably won't be around till later this year. Dirk sent this out to me. Also, Bob DeMarco has a copy, and possibly one or two other knife reviewers, particularly defensive knife reviewers, have a copy. But I'm loving it. This is his folding ferrule. Feral as in a feral hog or a feral dog, something that's in the wild, not domesticated. Not even sure of the steel on this one. Could be Nitro V. I think I recall Dirk saying he sent me a bunch of stuff. Those reviews are already up. They're fairly recent if you want to go back a few reviews and check them out. Right away, I'm going to show you something for compare because it is the prototype more or less. Well, that's a prototype. That's the prototype for the prototype because he has done a few of these fixed blade ferrules. Notice the similarities. We'll flip them around the other way so you don't need to see the clip. And there you go. Titanium handle. Likely Nitro V or thereabouts on the prototype. Prototypes, you don't always get to choose the steel. They kind of use the steel they have on hand that they're running for some other knives and batches and so forth. This one, however, is 3V, made by Dirk himself, hand ground, made in the USA in North Carolina, where his shop is. We got some really, really nice micarta on there, kind of a camo. Tan and green, and it's just a wicked blade. Both of these hold extremely well in the position for their intended use, which is point down, edge in, thrust it in, and rip. Meant for gross motor defensive movement, not something that you're going to use for carving, for feathering sticks, for maybe you could open a package. You just got to watch that point doesn't go too deep into that Amazon package and slice up what's on the inside, all right? The materials on this are really excellent. I mean, just the look of it, the carved, machined, micro-milled handle and so forth. Some really nice appointments. So Dirk wanted to make a folding version of that ferrule. I'm kind of thinking all over the place here, so pardon me. Notice the slightly different point or ending, termination of the blade. About the same grind height, flat grind on both. But he's changed the point a little on this one. He got some feedback from Ryan Atkinson, that's Fieldworks on Instagram. And Ryan does a lot of real world testing on like pig carcasses and all kinds of materials and things with other, maybe he carves his steaks up with them or whatnot. And they work out with each other a lot. They are using a lot of the Ed Calderon, Elvia, Libre fighting kind of movement and technique. So after testing out a lot of knives, Ryan said he felt this sort of tapering point is going to be better than this sort of tanto-ish point. Although this is still quite effective, this is going to be a bit more effective. So having said that, let's take another look. It's a frame lock folder. That's not going to change. We got some tremendous jimping here. Dirk has a name for this, and he'll probably chime in and remind me again of what it's called. But this has been made famous, more or less, by his Main Street line for Concept. It's a type of jimping that isn't on the outside or even on the surface. It's inside. And you know what? It works as well or better than any normal jimping. Because if you slide your finger across this easily, you don't get any grip. But as soon as something digs in a little bit, you're stuck there. I mean, it's great jimping. You can really feel it here with your thumb. And yeah, I mean, you could use the edge up sort of techniques that South Narc uses in his, I think, clinch pick. So you can do the clinch pick techniques with this as well, or you can do the Pikal techniques, equally suited to both. So frame lock with a hardened steel insert, yes. Closes quite easily, very smooth. I'm seeing that it is on bearings. And a small knife, but definitely very potent in the right hands and in the right position. I'm going to back out just a little bit. Might see a few more things appearing on the table that I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, let's just give you the basic size. And I don't think that's going to change. Kind of an oversized disc here that was put on by the OEM. Dirk plans on having a wave type opener with kind of, you can open it with your thumb or you can open it on the pocket on the final production version. And not sure what the final production version is going to be. I'm guessing, and that's my guess, S35VN. This is like a 6.6 inch overall and a 2.6 inch blade with an edge, if we have to get picky about it, like not quite 3.5, like 235, something like that. Other dimensions, I can go to inches. We'll get the handle first. If I can find a spot on the handle. It's even all the way through, so I think we can grab it up here. 0.45 inches across. And blade stock should be good right about there, 0.12 millimeters, 3 millimeters. And right up here again, 11.6 millimeters blade, handle thickness. Finally, I'll leave it open for this. Hopefully I won't regret that with any accidents. In grams, we've got, and again, things can change, 91.8 grams and 3.24 ounces, rounding up. Okay. I will mention, once again, don't ask me where you can get this knife. It's not purchasable right now. If you go to Blade Show in Atlanta, and that's going to be this coming weekend in Atlanta, that is, I think, the 6th through the 8th or something like that, Blade Show, Atlanta, probably the biggest Blade Show there is. You will see Dirk down there, and I'm positive he'll have a few of these on the table, and you can ask him some more questions. If you're not going, be patient, because these are not yet available for sale. Okay. So as I said, since you're not going to be carving stuff up with this a lot, likely, and this is very sharp, I think just as it is. I don't know that I got any paper. I can use my crib notes here, back side of them. Yeah, could use a little better edge on it. Again, very rippy though. Being a prototype, they may not have bothered putting a super keen edge on it, but I'll bet you anything with a little bit of energy behind it, it will do what it needs to do. But as I was going to say, got a really nice plunge grind here, and we've got a bit of a sharpening choil, certainly not a finger choil. And you get a little bit of a drop of the edge there. So before you complain that there's not enough there to sharpen, or you're going to get smiley faces or whatever you might say, it's a prototype and a lot of things can change. And it's not a working knife, really. It's a tactical, defensive, get off me, last ditch kind of a knife. And for that purpose, it is supreme. Love it a lot. Let me get some others out here on the table, shall we? So I did mention earlier that Ryan Atkinson has a lot of input with these Pikal style knives. This is the MF Blade Works Vandal. This is out of 3V, and that's their logo there, MF Blade Works. Got the mountains going on. This is ideal as far as Ryan's concerned, and me as well, as far as how far the point should be raised and the profile on a Pikal style knife. That is it, because you can see that point going straight ahead before it tears down. This one also happens to be a double edge. So yeah, without putting your thumb up there, you can use it this way, and you can also use it this way when it's in the edge in point down grip. Here is the ferrule, the prototype for this one, which is a prototype. One more fixed blade before we get to some folders. This one down below here is from BlackRock, Ken Vihikate, and this is his contribution to Pikal style knives. Notice that he is doing something, although not as tall, fairly similar to that squared off kind of Tonto-ish, reverse Tonto-ish tip as we have going on with Dirk there. Very interesting. A little shallower edge on the reverse there, but and he did a handle kind of similar, but with a big palm swell here. And I find this really fits the hand beautifully. It's like a scalpel handle. You ever see those? Kind of got that swell in the middle and they're rounded. And there, of course, is Ken's just incredible rock pattern he puts all down the spine and all throughout the two-tone G10 handles here. Again, that's called the Creep, I believe. If I gave it any other name, that was incorrect. It's called the Creep. All right, let's put some of these aside and get into the folders of the Pikal Persuasion. First, from the very first that I saw come out was from Shielden, and it's a design by, why can't I? One second. Got some notes here. DC Knives. I don't know if I'm going to use some DD or something. DC Knives. And that's Tier 1. And his friend, I think it's Chris Hansen. Okay. So that is Justin and Chris from DC Blade Works. Sorry, guys. I'm muffing it all. But this became very popular. Whole different approach. Kind of it's called the scythe, so it really looks like a scythe where that point is going down. Not ideal. A lot of people love it, but you don't want to start out pulling down, although depending on your technique you could. But going forward, you want that point raised a little bit. And you'll see that they made some significant design improvements along the way. Here is another Pinkerton. This was sold under Dirk's own shingle, his own name. And this is the inversion. Now, also for the inversion, I have it here. It's in my pocket. Come on. Come on. All right. This was a prototype and is still yet to be made. We might see these soon. Dirk is taking pre-orders on this one, which is the inversion. And this one is the inversion that actually did come out and sell a bunch. All titanium with a removable ring on the side. One of the most secure Pikal knives you'll ever put in your hand. Just feels like a glove. Really, really solid. You can use that ring too for a little persuader. And you can see the progression here that this ferrule actually is designed to come after these two. And the original inversion was a Kaiser, which was different yet from these two. And Bob DeMarco has that now. He did a little bit of wheeling dealing and he ended up with it. So you can see the blade profiles being much different. We have more of a raised point here and more of a defined point. What else have we got? Well, DC Blade came out with more Pikal knives. They love Pikal knives. And this is called the Vendetta, currently available at DC Blade's website. This is really a solid Pikal knife. Plenty of handle to hold on to here. And you can see that that angle is pretty darn good. If we were to compare it and hold these handles straight, you can see that it's raised just about the same as on the ferrule. Maybe the ferrule is raised up just a little bit more. It's hard to do that compare. Yeah, see, up a little bit more. My preference, but this is still devastatingly wicked with the wave opener. A lot of stuff on the table here. I think we got one left, and this is the Rev, a collaboration between DC Blades and Auxiliary Manufacturing, Michael Jarvis. So he has a fixed blade that looks just like this. This is a sweet looking blade with Ultim for the handle. And what are they using for steel here? This was actually a proto, but they are now in production. I believe you can get them. I think you might be able to get them on Amazon, as a matter of fact. They did a cool stone pattern on the top there as well. Front opener, front opening tab, front flipper. And yeah, I mean, in lieu of raising the blade when that edge is straight and it can go straight forward, then you've got that capability to drive straight into the target before pulling down. When you curve a blade, you do have to sort of, and then again, this is my preference, you do need to work a little bit to get the point high enough so that that point goes in first. So that's a bunch of knives. I actually don't have room to put them out all on the table, but you can use your rewind on your YouTube and check them out again. Let's see. There we go. So what we got, put all the extras, that's not extra, on the side. There we go. So you can sort of see the progression that got us to this ferrule prototype. And again, prototype, I'll mention it a few times because somebody will still ask me where they can get one. You can't, but stay tuned and watch Dirk's Instagram channel, or page, I should say, and his website, Pinkerton_knives, and you can see when these become available. I would imagine it's definitely going to be this year, 2025, and it's certainly one worth waiting for. You're going to love it. You Pikal guys, you Libre fighting guys, all you guys that like Pikal style knives. Right about now, you will see my logo right over here. And if you click on that, you will be directed to a link to subscribe to the channel. Be well, take care, and above all, stay safe. Stay out of trouble, guys.